Hello, my name is Taylor Winburn, and I'll be discussing artifactual communication. Artifactual communication is a message you perceive on the way someone carries themselves. It is a nonverbal message that you convey about someone. This could be the style home they live in, the style clothing they wear, or the style vehicle they drive, and also the way they like to accessorize, whether it's perfume, jewelry, the way they like to fix their hair, the way they like to decorate the inside or the outside of their home, and the way they like to accessorize their vehicle. Color communication is expressed in the textbook that color influences our perception on things. And after reading about color communication, I automatically thought of the way I've always had the perception on people who drive pearl white or black style vehicles. I always had the perception that they were classy. Even though I knew nothing about the person driving the vehicle, it's just a perception I've always had. Clothing and body adornment. This is a perception you make on someone by the way they dress, the type of jewelry they like to wear, and the way they style their hair. I love to accessorize and wear jewelry and fix my hair. Most days I'm always dressed from head to toe, but a lot of times on the weekend I like to slack a lot. But during my work week, I always try to look professional. When I first started my job as being a bank teller, my coworker, who I did not know, got the perception of me that I was going to be snobby by the way I carried myself, the style clothes I wore, and the way I liked to accessorize. She later told me a few days later that she had this perception of me and how she was wrong, but it's so easy for us just to judge others before you know anything about them. Space decoration tells a lot about your personality, and I love to decorate my home, and I feel like my home tells everything about me. I love to have family pictures up, and I love just to accessorize my home. I feel like my home has character, and it shows a lot about my personality. My mom, on the other hand, hates to decorate. She's the type of person who'd rather spend her time and money doing other things, and she always calls me over to help her decorate for holidays or any occasion. It doesn't mean that she doesn't love or care about her home, but she's just the style person who'd rather do other things. Smell communication is two important messages: attraction and identification. It's so funny to me how when you walk into a certain room or a certain smell hits you and it automatically brings you back to a memory. I love when I smell something and it takes me back to a certain time in life. I love to use perfume. It's my final touch every morning before I leave for work. I wear the same perfume every day, so I think it would be easy for somebody to identify me when I walk by the smell of my perfume. After reading about artifactual communication, I learned a lot about myself, and I also learned how it's easy for us to judge others by just the way we look at them, by the way they dress or by the way they act. And I've really learned that it's best for you to just talk to them and get to learn what they like and more about them by just speaking to them, by just judging their outer appearance. Thank you.